Here we are again. Here I am again. Another beautiful day in Lawrence. We're actually having a Young Eagles event today, but unfortunately I couldn't participate. I like doing those, but I got a few hours to spend here and then I gotta go to a wedding. So today's mission is to continue on this back strap. That one's left for mounting, and then, you know, double check these and any trimming that needs to be done and bending up top. But the confusion I had from the last video, I didn't get any clarification, but the figure 10G22 I guess is just omitted. I did look online and I could have sworn it said 10G22 on there, but maybe I was just smoking something. So Facebook helped again. Ruben, thank you. And basically just going to carry on with 10G19. That kind of explains it. I guess there's no gotchas, just do what makes sense. Use this thing, cut it, drill it, and fit it on here. The thing is, if you remember, I did get messed up with the spacer strips and the trim strips, and this friggin' strip has it's a trim strip, right, because it goes on top and it holds it on, but it also referred to as a capture strip, a mating strip, and a trim strip. So this guy has some serious identity issues, but it's the only piece left over. It needs to go on here. It is thinner than the other ones, so not sure why that is, but anyway, I'm gonna use it. If I mess it up, it's a cheap piece to replace. All right, here we go. The magic number for me was 37 and a half. Wait, yeah, 37 and a half. That brings it kind of to the width of the fuselage, maybe a little bit shy. Now they want you to basically put 11 holes to put in here into the strip on the inside while missing the existing rivets. I say that's gonna be interesting because there's rivets everywhere. That's a good one. I really have to stop analyzing the instructions this closely because it's holding up progress. So this is clearly the side cut view forward of the strip, showing the rivets, you know, 3/4 of the way forward, and then the rest of the strip overlapping backwards. But yet this one, which you're also supposed to use as a reference, clearly shows them centered. I think I have a solution. So again, I made my strip 37 and a half, so 11 rivets will be 3.5 inch spacing, perfect. And I'm gonna put them all in the middle. So this is where the metal strip underneath is, kind of, and most of these rivets are towards the back end, and these are kind of in the middle. So I'm gonna put this, and this, and the same on the other side, rivet on the center line. But I guess I have the option of drilling that one out and just redoing it, or putting this one further back. So yeah, I'm gonna take a look at that. I might just put it further back. Alright, after much consideration, here's what I came up with. 37 and a half long, like I said. These are evenly spaced at 3.5 inches. The center line, I made this one go back 1/4 inch from the center line, just so it clears that. There's not a tab there, it's actually the stringer for the tail skin. And then these are all 1/2 inch back from the front edge, or 1/8 of an inch forward from the center line. And this will line them up, as it says here. Rivet the holes in line with the rivets and the fuselage tabs. So those are the ones that are further forward. Alright, one more check before you drill them. This one, enough clearance from that. This one kind of close, but it'll have to do. Same here. That's good, that's good, that's good. And time to transfer drill. Worth noting is that, remember I had the 1/8 inch overhang, you know, it ended up a little bit bigger. So I am going to trim that down to the exact 1.5 inch overhang. It just makes all of this fit better. So I think that worked out really well. Again, this one's a little bit set back, and these are all in line with the tabs. And if you take a look inside here, I'll put the blanket down to catch some shavings. I got what I would say pretty good spacing, so I'm happy with that. So I do have to take it all apart. I'm going to trim this off. I might actually even cut it just a tad bit short, so when you fill this with a silicone sealer that it kind of goes underneath there. I'm not sure, but you gotta figure out where to trim these and how to finish this off with the flap gap seals. But right now I'm gonna go work on the whatchamacallit, the Z strips. So on these Z strips, they want you to cut a little notch for the gusset on the top. These kind of do fit without cutting that, depending on how far you push them down. I did cut the notch just to give it some play, and also to help identify, you know, the left and the rights. I rounded these corners over. I think it's a nice touch, and it also matches the outside strip, and plus it's less likely to dig right into the windshield as we're getting these fitted. So kind of just working these little Z strip hold down thingies, and I put the outside a 1/2 inch down from the tube up here, from the lower part of the tube, and the inside 1 inch down. Just seems to look good. And then I'm using these, I don't even know what they are, fluting ducting pliers or something for HVAC stuff to kind of try and massage that bend inward, and then this one that way. So that seems to work pretty well. So yeah, the idea is just try to get it kind of smooth without any creases. So the paper towel helps, and then you just kind of massage it. But yeah, it worked a little bit on this one. But I'm gonna leave off here. Gotta get ready for a wedding. See ya. All right, back at it, another day, and today's plan is to get these Z strips situated and to start working, maybe finish, I don't know, this bottom strip. So kind of lift off. I still gotta bend these. I want to massage these into place so they sit really, really nice. And there's a spacer strip behind here that also needs to sit in place. And I think the bottom of the windshield kind of pushes in a little bit, so I may have to trim a little bit off of there just to make sure everything sits straight. So that's what I'm working on. Well, I'd like to give my weather reporters another fabulous day in Boston, and it was, but it is predicted to be a scorcher today. And literally when I walked in, it was 78 degrees. I probably should have kept the door closed. And literally a half hour later, it already went up 5 degrees. So it'll be toasty. All right, I'm going back and forth between the left side and the right side. And I think I have these pretty good, but I am going to trim. See how this is overlapping the hole down here? It kind of does it on the other side too. So I'm going to trim maybe 3/16 to 1/4 inch from here, and then have it flush there. So not trimming up here, just kind of going to angle it or sand it down, and I think that'll give me a nice fit. As I'm cleaning up all these edges, I realize, especially up here, that the windshield's actually a lot thicker. It's like a lot thicker on the driver's side, so this would be the left side because it's upside down. Yeah, it's about 0.12 here and 0.18 there. Must be the way they stretch it over that. So I don't know, something to keep in mind. More protection for the driver, I guess. And we're up to 93 degrees. Doing a couple of things while the windshield is out, and that is this is where the rivets will protrude, so I just notched that out a little bit so there's no unnecessary tension on it. And I'm also kind of working on the dash pad. A while ago I had made this closed cell foam kind of template pad, so I kind of stuck it on with just some double-sided tape to hold it in place. And the idea is I want this to kind of tuck tightly inside the windshield, but then it'll be held down with the vents that we got here, and then I made this lip that kind of clamps and bolts on this side. So, and then obviously these fit out things too. So taking advantage of having the windshield out, I'm doing that right now. All right, I'm real happy with how that fits. I'm actually impressed how close I cut that, how good it is, but a few things are coming together here. So one is my fancy lip. This dash pad's gonna go under it. This will be covered in like Alcantara, then the pad will stop and the Alcantara will wrap around. This will clip on, and then there'll be a screw in it, and then also the 2 screws for the vents, and whatever I come up with here will hold it down. The idea is to not be able to see, you know, that the dash pad tucks underneath the fiberglass strip, but you will be actually able to remove it to get, you know, blowout crud that always accumulates in there. So I'm probably going to trim this back like a ½ inch exactly from where it is, and then figure out some kind of a mating area here so you don't see it and it's still covered. 94. Like I said, kind of working on 3 or 4 different things at the same time here, because you got this thing I gotta take a look at where that's gonna line up. This, I don't know what I did, but this fits really good. Obviously the clecos are in now, putting some tension on it, but I can barely get my fingernail anywhere in there. A little bit up there, a little bit there, and the other side fits good too. So after trimming that, this is really sweet. The dash pad, basically this sits somewhere along here if you make the bottom flush with the upper boot cowl skin. So basically I just want to make sure the dash pad exceeds that, and I'll take some measurements and do that. But moving slow today. We are up to 97 now, and all right, hot stuff. Almost. I don't know if you can read it. It's 99. 99. I wonder if it even goes to 3 digits. All right, that answers that. It's at 100. I don't know if I'm delirious or these things are just fitting phenomenal. I got them so you can't even get your fingernail in there anywhere on both sides. And for what it's worth, I think these are straight edge or seaming pliers used for duct work. And I put 3 or 4 layers of tape on the inside and just kind of keep massaging them, you know, so you don't get like a crease. In, out, and then move the bends up and down a little bit. So yeah, it's monotonous, but it's worth it if it fits this good. So this line, as others have said, yeah, it wants to go forward a little bit there and backward a little bit there. So I can kind of coax it into place, and ultimately could shave this part here of the metal if I don't get it to fit any better. But real happy with that. So I would say the Z strips are done. I don't know if I'm gonna look at this today, but it is hot. I'm kind of like running out of steam. But I will probably take the windshield off and trim this to fit, so at least that's done before I forget about it.